right, class, we're going to look at chapter 11 for math, lesson 7, which is all about composing new shapes. Now, remember, chapter 11 is all about two-dimensional shapes, and our essential question is how can we compare shapes? So what I've done is I've cut some shapes out of just some paper that I had around my house. Normally when we would be doing this exercise of composing new shapes out of smaller shapes, we would have some foam manipulatives at school. However, we do not have those because we're at home. So go ahead and get creative if you want and build your own smaller shapes out of just any paper you see. If not, that's okay. Just do your best on these worksheets. So we are going to use these smaller shapes to build larger shapes. So the first one I think your book wants you to do is take squares, which I have a bunch of squares right here, and they want you to take these smaller squares and build a rectangle. Now before we begin, let's talk about what's different between a square and a rectangle. Well, we know what both squares and rectangles have 4 sides and 4 vertices. But what's different between a square and a rectangle is that 2 of the sides on a rectangle are different lengths than the other 2. Whereas when we look at a square, this is not a perfect square, but I did my best. When we look at a square, it's got 4 equal sides, okay? So let's go ahead and see if we can build a rectangle out of my small orange squares. So first I'm going to start with one that's obviously a square. Let's just add another one to it. Let's see, this is hard for me. Let's see. All right. So could this be considered a rectangle? I've got 4 sides, 4 vertices, and then are all of my sides the same length? No, right. 2 of my sides, this top one and this bottom one, are longer than the ones on the side. So this would be a rectangle. Now, could we keep going and build a larger rectangle? Let's check it out. Let's go 3. Is that still a larger rectangle? Oh, absolutely. And let's put 3 more down below and see if we can make a really big rectangle. And look at that, a huge rectangle, because remember these 2 sides are longer than these 2 sides. So that's how you're going to use squares to make rectangles. Now let's slide this down. Your next sheet that you went home with in your packet talks about triangles, and they want you to build 2 shapes out of these triangles. They want you to build a bigger triangle, and then they want you to build a hexagon. So we know characteristics of a triangle, right? 3 sides, 3 vertices, and all of my sides are the same length. That's the triangles that we are dealing with right now. So let's see if we can make a bigger triangle out of 4 smaller triangles. So let me grab them for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think the ones on your worksheet are green. So let's see if we can build a bigger triangle. Let's see. That's not a bigger triangle. Okay, where do you think this last piece would go? To make this a bigger triangle, where would I put this last piece? Would I put it right here? Does that have 3 sides and 3 vertices? Absolutely not. No. Would I put it over here? No, that still does not have 3 sides and 3 vertices. Would I put it down here? Oh no, that's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's got a bunch of sides. What about on top? Well, look at that. I've got 1, 2, 3 sides and 1, 2, 3 vertices. So that's how I would use my triangles to build a bigger triangle. Now, they want you to use 6 triangles. So I'm going to leave my 4 right here. And I've got 2 more right here. They want you to use 6 triangles to build a hexagon. So remember the characteristics of a hexagon. We've got 6 sides, 6 vertices, and all of them are equal sides. So let's go ahead and just start. Let's see. I'm just kind of connecting sides and seeing if I come up with something. I might get lucky. Okay. How many sides are we at right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it looks like just like a little slice of pizza. I can slide this right in here and make it 6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertices. Absolutely. Now let's go ahead and scrap this. And then they want you to use squares to make a bigger square. So if I'm using small squares to make a bigger square, let's see, I've got one square right here. That's one tiny square. Remember we said that this earlier would be a rectangle. Now, would we take this next square? Would we build further out this way? If we're trying to get 4 equal sides, would I put my next square right here? Or would I maybe slide it under right here? I could put it right there on top. But I think this might be my best bet because I'm 2 this way and I need to be 2 this way. But right now I'm looking at a shape that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's got a bunch of sides. I don't want that. So let's go ahead and add one more square in here. And look, there you have it. We're using squares to build a bigger square. So that's an equal side, equal side, equal side. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices. Now, I do have some circles right here because they do ask in the book online, they said, well, can a new larger flat shape be created from circles? They ask us that. And I had to think, well, I don't know, can it? From just circles, and I've got, how many do I have right here? I've got 4 circles. Can we create another shape, a bigger shape from circles? Well, I mean, it kind of looks like a square, but really we have this hole in the middle. And really, because circles don't have any sides or vertices, it's really hard to figure out where they would connect, you know, because they're so round. So do we think that you can create a bigger shape, a bigger 2-dimensional shape from just circles? Right, the answer is going to be no. Because a circle, the characteristics of a circle are that it has no vertices and it has no sides. There's nowhere for it to connect to another shape to make it into a bigger shape. So we cannot build bigger shapes from circles. All right? Good luck, you guys, on building bigger shapes with smaller shapes. I know this is a little bit difficult, which is why I gave you guys some examples right here. So if you can use some construction paper around your house, I would love to see pictures of you guys building bigger shapes from smaller shapes. Alrighty, thank you.